Good afternoon, everybody. This is Shane Carlisle for LNI Trade House on the 22nd of the 11th, 2022. Now, I know it's been a while. There's been a lot of things going on within the trade house. People jumping left, right, and centre. There's people taking possible trades that I'm marking up and they're getting winners. It can't happen every time. I wish it could. And at one point in my lifetime, then it will. But right now, the success that's coming out of the trade house is absolutely amazing. So, like we keep saying, a little every day, guys. Little every day. Imagine where you'll be 5, 10 years from now. I'm 3 years in. About 3 years in. And I'm still classed as a beginner. I'll take the title of beginner for the rest of my life if it means I'm going to learn something of this caliber. I'm an open book to absolutely everybody. If you're right at the beginning of your process, I can chat with you and speak with you and run you through the beginnings. I can help people who are already on the way process wise. There's so much I can offer in respects of your mindset, how to approach things, how I've been through some battles myself, as you all know, because I made the decision to make it public. That was probably one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make, putting me out there for everybody to see. I went through a stage of my life where things were tough. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to butter it up. Things were hard. Things were tough. But ultimately, I made decisions that better me. I've had a friend reach out to me this morning. Won't mention names. He'll know who he is if he watches this, but he comes from a place where you're looking for gratification from others, and we've all been victim to it. Absolutely everybody of us, every one of us. You try and make everything better for that person, for this person, but what about yourself? Ultimately, there's only you that can better your existence. Yes, it's nice to have people around. It's nice, but people fade, people go, people leave. And then where are you? Back to where you were before you even got in that boat. There's so many paths that you could take, but the only path that matters is yours. Literally, that is all. There's only you that's going to move your feet in that direction. And I had a message off him this morning, said he's lost everything. What do? His head's completely fell off. But these are the times where you find out who you are. If everything was good all the time, you'd never be learning anything. Yes, you all see progress, you all see, but I show up every day to gain that progress. Every single day, regardless, Monday to Sunday, I will do something that betters my existence every single day. I'll put things in place where if I'm not feeling too great, I do something that makes me feel great. I was chatting again to the bloke this morning. It really, really touched home. I'm going meeting him later just to see how far I've come. Like he knew me as a younger, and I was one of them people always trying to get that little bit of money so we could all do something or do that, doing something to better somebody else's existence. Because I thought I was in a position where, yeah, I'm comfortable, got a job, I earn X amount every week. I can get by. So I always saw myself as in a comfortable position. I've never not worked. There's been spells of a couple of months in between jobs, but I've always worked since 13 in a chippy. There's never a time in my life where I've not put the work in, whether it be with my friends, with partners, I'm always trying to put time into others. And then when I fell off, and I mean fell off to the point where I thought I weren't coming back, I reckon I could count them there, maybe even there, the people that cared. When your friends list saying you've got 6, 7, whatever, 1,000, 200, 400,000, but are they your friends? Or are they people that are just being nosy, watching what you're doing? I've created a Discord channel for like-minded traders, another step in my process. I want my trade house to become one of the outstanding trade houses. So I'm going to put work in every single day to make that trade house a success. There's people jumping in left, right, and center because they like seeing how I do things, because I am honest and I am open with absolutely everything. My individual time costs, because I'm here to gain my individual time back. I'm not working 8 hours a day, 12 hours a day. Some days I'll work 4, 6, possibly 8 hours. Depends what the market's doing, depends what I'm doing. But I have that choice to make that decision if I want to work 4 hours. Past 2 days I've made 7% on an account. There's in 2 days I've took some people half-year salary in 2 days because of actions that I've taken. And there's a lot of people always reach out and say, "Oh, how'd you get here? How'd you get there?" And I just put it straight: hard work and discipline. Show up when you don't want to show up. They're the times that you're gonna see success, because your brain's telling you in every which way that I don't want to do it. I don't want, your brain's putting these barriers there because it's not the easiest route. Your brain is wired to find the easiest path, less resistance. One of the best examples, you walk into a hotel with 30 floors. Your brain initially jumps straight to that elevator because that elevator is going to take you straight to the A to B. But what happens if you walk in and that elevator's broke? And you're that used to taking the elevator, you look at 30 floors and you think, wow, that's going to take me ages. And you're already putting barriers in your brain that are telling you, I'm not going to make it up them 30 flights. But imagine if you took them 30 flights every time you went into that building. I hope that sort of makes sense. Over constant time of you taking them steps, you're going to be running up them steps because of the little actions you take every day. If you're taking point A to point B, what happens if the elevator goes up, gets stuck on 15th floor? You're there 24 hours before someone comes and pries it open. You could have took them steps and been up there in half an hour. It's how you perceive what you want to achieve. Okay. Everybody comes into the trading world because they see figures, they see numbers, but when you've gone through the process of actually coming through the retail side and understanding everything that's really going on, nobody talks pounds, dollars, Everybody talks percentage because that is all that matters. You could have £100 account at 10%. It's going to give you £10. You could have £100,000 account at 10% and get £10,000. Doesn't matter what money you're making. It matters what percentage you can pull out of the market before they turn around and take it back off you. Now, if you can comfortably take 1 to 2s, 1 to 3s, you're always going to stay in front of your losses. Yes, sometimes they'll ride up for a 1 to 8, 1 to 9. But if you set a benchmark of 1 to 2, 1 to 3, and then lock in, you'll always keep in front of your losses. There'll never be a time. Yes, you might drop down by 3%, but you only need that one trade to bring you back up by 3%. And a profit's never a profit until you've closed the trade out. Okay? Because we've all seen it. If you're in the markets at any point, you could have a 5-minute candle that moves 60 points. We've all seen it. Happened to me a couple of weeks back. I came back, I was up 7.5%, put my daughter to bed, came back down, knocked me out. That's 7.5% within 15 minutes. So when you reach your target or goal that you on your trade plan is, lock it out. There's your discipline. You're disciplined to a trade plan of action. You're not gambling. Now, if anybody wants my trade plan, it's up in the Discord for people to reach, and I modify it as and when I modify my trade plan, but I have core confirmations that I stick by. Yes, they're getting tweaked as I'm doing my entry, but that's part of my growing process. You're never going to get to a point where you're like, I've got this, because the markets always change. As my good friend Nick knows, he had an absolute shitter last week. But now he's writ that off, completed it off, passed the 50K challenge this morning. It's about what you want to achieve, how long you give yourself to achieve that goal. Because if you set yourself a goal, let's say, I don't know, you're going to straighten up your office space. I need to have a scoot around in here, make it fresh, tidy. If I tell myself, right, I'm going to give myself 3 weeks to do it, how long do you think it's going to take me? You got it. 3 weeks. If I tell myself it's going to take me 2 hours and then I'm out the front door, it's going to take me 2 hours. Because I'm in control of what's going in here. I was sat talking to my brother last night, and I'm so conscious and wary of what goes in here, that my brother's very big into his rock music and stuff like that. It's not something that's ever really resonated with me, them just shouting and stuff, but I'm guessing there is meaning to it because he loves it. But I asked him if he would turn it over, because it's messing with the frequencies that I'm looking to tune my brain with. I want a peaceful state of mind with calming thoughts all the time for me to engage with my students properly, to give the time that's needed to my kids, to, I need to be in a place of solitude before I can openly hand out any kind of help, advice. Because if I'm not in the right headspace, then how am I going to give anybody advice who's needing help? I'm not going to sit here and preach and then I'm in a whirlwind of shit myself. I've gone through steps and steps and steps for so long that the habits, I'm always playing motivational speeches in my ears every morning. It's like a ritual. I get up, I'm down, they're in there. Somebody's telling me I am going to make it. I am going to do this. You are the best. Who else is going to tell you? You know, you're a 1 in a million of being here. And yet you still think you're insignificant in a way. But you're not. That one little sperm made his way to that egg, and you are here because of that. One out of however many million sperm count your dad had at the time, you've made it. Yes, you might be having a shit time, but it's only you that can write that shit time. So much good in the world. And it's just sad that most of it's coming through social media. Well, you all see it with Louis. He's such a nice, well-spoken boy. We were in the hotel the other week. Some lady were getting married, and she was walking down the staircase, and he literally just jumped over the banner and said, "You are such a beautiful lady." I don't prompt him. I don't anything, but I'll always tell him that he's beautiful. He's loved. He's every single day. I'll tell him no end of times that I love him, because there might be that time where I don't get to say it. One of my good friends lost a dad over the weekend, and I can't comprehend that feeling. The person that brought you here has gone. Now, my heart goes out to you massively, mate, and you know who you are. You've helped me in no end of times over the past couple of months, and I'm always here if you need a chat, a chin wag, what these. But that experience that I had there made me reach out to my dad, because I don't want to have that phone call. I mean, it's inevitable, but I don't want to feel any kind of regret that I didn't do enough, which I know I haven't. Yes, my dad's got his life, another partner. He's got his own life, but I am still his blood, his part of his life, and like I keep saying to people who say, well, it's been so long, why you bother? I said, because I can take action to make something work for that scenario. I can control that. So I'm going to take control of that. Yes, he's getting on with his life. He's comfortable. Now I'm building something here that's going to take over completely. I know that because I took them steps to make it happen. And because even my dad's like, "You're getting a job yet? You're getting a job yet?" No, I'm not. I have a job. It's sat here bringing people out of the job world because of actions. Oh, you're getting a job yet? You're getting a job yet? And that day I turn around to him and say, "No, Dad, I've got a business." And he turns around to me and says, "Cheers, son, proud of you." Now I'm not looking for any gratification, but the day that he says that, wow, the day I can say that to my son, which I'm proud of him every single day. Such a lovely little boy. He's very polite. Don't get me wrong, he tests me, but that's because I do let him get away with things because of the short time that I have him. I have every other weekend plus school holidays, which are sort of split between, but I make the time to be as fun as possible, regardless how I'm feeling. It's not his fault if I'm not feeling too great. It's not his fault that I spent a little bit too much money on X this, on X that. That's nothing to do with him. So he won't feel that worry, it's all about what you can control. If it's out of your control, don't let it affect your emotion. No, I was going to do some charting up, but I just thought it's been a while. So I just thought I'd get my brain out, put it in a video, let you all have a watch of what's going on. The Discord's going well. I'm not going to bore you with going through or anything, but if you want access just to see what's happening, drop me a private message. I'll bang you in. If it's not for you, you can always leave. It's a community of like-minded traders that know that it's not a gamble. It's not. Yes, it's risky, but so's walking out your front door. Sorry, when it's been put into your mindset that it's a risk, you don't want to do it. Only risk what you can lose, which is right. Only put down what you're willing to lose because it is a risk. But when you can manage your risk and have confirmations that pull you percentage out of the market, you're not gambling and it's not risky. I can set a position in the morning knowing what I've got risked on it, and it's either going to go one way or another. I only close out when I'm going for kid time, so I'm not having to keep looking at my phone. And 4.2% today is good enough for anyone. I know people that go for 0.5% and they're happy. That's 8 days trading for them. Within half a day. Tagged me in yesterday and I sold it out just before breakfast. But don't ever give up on yourself, guys. There's going to be times where you're going to hit lows. But fucking roll around in them. Find out why you're feeling you are. Don't just write your life off because of one shit chapter. I mean, at the time, it feels like you've nowhere to go, nothing to do, nothing. I get you. I really do get you. I've been there a couple of times, not just past 3 years ago. I've been at the bottom a few times, but never at the point where I wanted to end it. And that was where I was last time. And that's when it hit home that I need to take control of me. Stop looking to others for acceptance, guidance. Find what you like to do and become the person you want to be. I have a lot of people reaching out saying, you've gone distant, this, that, and the other. Yeah, because I'm not looking to get validation from anybody else other than myself. The top and bottom of it. I work hard every bloody day to help my students succeed, to help me succeed. I'm not saying it's for everybody because it's not. I was speaking to my friend Danny this morning. He put it into perspective, obviously, with young families and stuff because he's going traveling Thailand, teaching English, which I'm very proud of you, mate. It's always something that's been in your pipeline and you're doing it. You've took action to show everybody, right? You're not just doing it. You're putting every expense out. You're putting the blueprint out for somebody else to follow, which hats off to you, mate. And I know you'll make it as a trader because you brought me into this world. And I'm forever grateful, mate. You, Jeff, Paul, absolutely amazing. Absolutely all the live sessions that you used to do. It all sticks in here, but it's what you put in here and keep in here that will ultimately drive you to success. Yes, we all have shit weeks, but don't just fall off the wagon because you've had a shit week. Find out why you had a shit week. Were you overtrading? Were you trying to catch as many moves as you could just to get to the end of the week so you didn't have to trade the week after? That again, you're chasing the market. Let the banks come to you. That's why the smart money concepts work as well as they do, because you're not caught up in all the noise. Wait for the mitigation. We're paid to wait. Best way to put it, you're paid to wait. It's as simple as that. The more patient you are, the more pay you're going to get. If I'd have stayed in them two trades today, they're both riding at nearly 4% now. So that I'd have had another 4% on my account, but I'm happy at 4.2. I'm not kicking myself because I didn't carry on. We hit an area of noise of an order block, so I sold. Because at that point, they could have flipped it and dropped me out. But I stayed disciplined and I closed position. It doesn't happen like that every time. You sit and you think, ooh, 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 ooh. Ugh. But we all do it. It's part and parcel of learning what we do. Do you think it'd be easy? If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. And like with the smart money, the wise to the smart money as well, because they set traps. And I can show you a smart money trap, but having a knowledge of smart money concepts and stop loss attacks and order blocks and order flow. And, once you start layering things on top of each other, things become simple. Yes, you're not going to win every trade. I'll never ever hold my hand up and say you're going to win every trade, because you won't. Losses are part of it. As we say all the time, get comfortable losing. Because if you're comfortable losing, winning's going to be a piece of piss. Right, guys, I'm going to shut it off now because I want to take my daughter out for a walk with doggy, I think, get some fresh air. So nice to be back, and we'll get some education videos done from me. So it's not like you're just watching YouTube videos, because I've not really had time in the Discord to, well, my Zoom setup's been pending. So I've had to sort of makeshift one. I'm back on the laptop for Zoom. But I'm going to start getting some more videos put out from me. So you see what I see and do what, well, you don't have to do what I do, but if you want to do what I do, obviously do your own due diligence towards each trade. Only risk what you can afford to lose, and stay blessed, everybody. Keep positive. I know it's hard every day, and you will have shit days where you fall, but if you wake up and tell yourself it's going to be a good day, 9 times out of 10 you will have a good day. Take note of what music you listen to. Take note about what things you're watching. My brain is such a sacred little thing. I won't even say it's little. One of the sacredest things on my body. I'll protect it at all costs. At all costs. Because what goes in here ultimately comes into action here. I told myself 2 years ago that I was going to succeed in this business. Now I'm going to succeed in this business. It's that simple. There's no plan B, no fallback. I'm going forward and I am going to make it a success. Don't need anybody stood there telling me it's going to do, you're going to do this, it's going to be good. I'm the person telling myself that it's going to work. Because if I'm not telling myself it's going to work, then it's not going to work. Living a lie. Whereas, no, every day, I am going to make this work. I am making this work. My Discord's growing every single day. People are taking winning trades from what I put up every single day. That's me seeing success from the actions I've taken in the previous years. Take action for you guys, and I guarantee you'll never forget what you capable of. Stay blessed, everybody. See you on the next one. Bye for now.